too. The next story is about Foreskin Serum. I didn't want to take it here. I don't want to talk about this, but at the same time, I kind of do. So Kate Beckinsale was bragging on social media or to the press, who knows where she's talking about it, and she was like, oh, my new serum, it's foreskins of kids. And you're like, like, okay, like I guess, like, I understand there's like, you know, you might rub like pecan juice or something on your face and like, you know, ginger extract and coconut, but I'd never heard of kids' circumcised penises. Like, they literally cut parts of kids' penises off in hospitals, and then Kate Beckinsale rubs it on her face and thinks it's like really normal to do that. I don't know. Like, here's the thing, I'm all about science, so if it works, I guess I understand. Like, if it really is the formula, but I don't know. The New York Post published an article earlier this year and said young blood could be the secret to long-lasting health study. So they're telling you that drinking like kids' blood is possibly, you know, the secret to long-lasting health. And these are the people that try to call people on the left and the right conspiracy theorists. Oh no, we don't drink kids' bloods and we don't rape little children. That's all a conspiracy theory. You guys are so crazy for thinking we rape children, even though you can read an article like I posted yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, and it seems like a lot of children were raped. I mean, I don't know any other way to put it. This is not me saying that. This is the Miami Herald. So if you're mad at me, go get mad at them. You say that they're not drinking blood because a lot of people on the right and some on the left think that it's like a bunch of Satanist, like demonic pedophiles that are running the world and drinking kids' bloods. Like, a lot of people really believe that. That's a big conspiracy theory that the news always wants to debunk. And I'm very critical of conspiracy theorists because I think a lot of conspiracy theorists, they don't have like a lot of evidence and they pretend like they do. Like, I'll give you an example. Someone will like see a kid do something and they're like, look, you're a pedophile. And it's like, relax, because like calling someone a pedophile is a super serious offense. So if you have a lot of proof and you want to like out them or something, that makes sense to me. But if you're just going off of like very small evidence and you're literally calling like every celebrity a pedophile, it muddies the water. It's like calling everyone racist, sexist, and xenophobic. Now nobody's racist, now nobody's sexist. It actually helps the bad people. But when you're trying to dispel all these theories and say, you're crazy, we don't drink kids' blood and rub penises on our face, and literally within the last 2 months you have New York Post saying young blood could be the secret to long-lasting health study, and Kate Beckinsale's celebrity foreskin serum, it's hard to really blame these people for not trusting the media and thinking that you are drinking kids' bloods. Because, like, I mean, you're telling us that it's healthy. So if it is, what's going to stop people from doing that? I don't know. And is it, now we have the scientific question, just to be completely fair. If it's true that drinking kids' blood and, like, rubbing kids' penises on your face really does improve your skin, like, what's the moral answer to that? I don't know. Luckily, I'm not a judge, I'm not God, and I'm not a politician, so I don't have to make these creepy decisions. But I do want to say, I've looked into, it's the weirdest conversation I've probably ever had on here, but it's all good. I've looked into circumcision, and it kind of creeps me out a little bit. I understand, I understand people do it for religion. Most of the United States does it. I understand that some people think it's like cleanly and it's better, and I'm not disagreeing because I'm not a scientist. I haven't looked into it enough. But the more I look into circumcision, it does kind of creep me out because you're cutting off a part of an organ. And I'm someone who believes in like the beauty of humanity. Like when you look at a rainbow, or you look at a flower, or you look at an insect, or you look at a human body, they're beautiful. Like there's something going on. I personally use the word God. I believe in God. I think there is a greater being. I think there's an intelligent creator. I think something, that's my personal belief. You could think it's the universe or everything came from nothing, whatever. None of it really makes more sense. But clearly, like, there's something beautiful and perfect about the creation of humans and insects. So I don't know that I agree with cutting a piece of a kid's penis off, without their permission. Just, that's like a new thing to me. I don't want to get into details. I'm not. But like now that I'm learning about it, I'm like, I don't know if I would do that to my kid. Luckily, I don't have that decision, but it doesn't make as much sense to me as I thought it would. Like female genital mutilation doesn't make sense to me. It's really bad. It's probably worse than circumcision. I'm not saying they're both equal, but what I am saying is the more I look into circumcision, I don't know that I'm convinced that it really is clean, like cleanliness. Like I have skin, you know, flaps and certain, I guess not real, I'm pretty fit, but like, you know, that's the big thing. They say, oh, it's cleanly, but I don't know. My thing is like, I don't think God makes mistakes. When he makes a flower, I don't think he made it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got to genetically modify that flower because it's not better, it's not good enough. It's like, I don't think God makes mistakes. So I don't think he made a mistake on a human. I don't think we're meant to have pieces cut off of us as a baby screams and bleeds. So I don't know that but like I said, if it's your religion or your belief, that's fine. I'm just saying I've done a little more research than I've ever thought of, and I'm skeptical. You know, healthy skeptical. I'm not sure that it really does make cleanliness more. I do think that there's pleasure receptors and nerves, and there's a reason that part of the penis was probably there. But like I said, I'm not hating, I'm not judging. I don't want to get into personal stuff, but you know, maybe sometime I will. Overall, I'm skeptical. But what makes me even more skeptical about it, just to tell you why I'm ranting about that now, is that we're having millions of kids' penises chopped off, or parts of it, so that Kate Beckinsale and other celebrities can rub it on their face and get better skin. It just makes it 1,000 times creepier and more insane to me. It's like, oh no, it's good practice. So just chop it off and then we'll rub it on our face and we'll gain youth and you won't have the pleasure. It's like, what the heck is going on here? So overall, celebrities are rubbing foreskin on their face for better skin and longer health. Apparently, kids' blood is the cure to long-lasting health studies, according to a study on on New York Post, possibly, which is right-wing, not left for people. Not only, why don't you ever talk about the right? There you go. Overall, it's not, like I always say, the reason that conspiracy theories exist is because people know they're getting lied to. Whether you're left-leaning or right-leaning, France to the United States, people don't trust the government, rightfully so. People don't trust the media, rightfully so. People don't trust, oh no, that doesn't exist, yet we're going to publish articles about it, and, well, maybe it's the cure. It's like, you're not doing any justification to conspiracy theories when you put this stuff out in mainstream media and then act like it's not happening. So it's like, on what scale is it happening? I have no idea. Is there suspicion and is something happening? Absolutely. Overall, it's not going to help conspiracy theories at all, and the only thing to counter conspiracy theory, if there's any mainstream media journalists watching, the way you counter a conspiracy theory is with truth. Gain people's trust. Like, I'm skeptical of things because I ask questions, I see the truth, and then I get berated and belittled and yelled at and called names. And that's not, oh yeah, I agree with you now that you called me something I'm not, now I'm for sure on your side. No, you can win me over, any journalist, any news network, like CNN or Washington Post or Huffington Post. I think they're full of complete trash. But if for 3 years they start telling the truth all the time, I'll be like, okay, I trust them now because they've shown me, they've gained my trust. So the only way to beat conspiracy theories is gain people's trust. But these people are so out of their mind and so totalitarian, authoritarian minded, as they call Trump authoritarian for literally just countering them. They don't want to tell you the truth to gain your trust. They want to delete you out of existence. They want to destroy your Twitter. They want to ruin your Facebook. They want to delete and ban and censor and silence you so that they control the flow of information. They don't want to tell you the truth. Twitter doesn't want to tell you the truth. Washington Post doesn't want to gain your trust. They want to remove you from existence. They want to remove you from social media. They want to bury your YouTube video. They want to make it so no one can see what you're saying so that every time somebody searches for information, they find what they're saying. That's not truthful. That's not honest. That is like absolute manipulation of the media. That's what totalitarian, authoritarian regimes do. They destroy, burn books, ruin information, brainwash people, and then penalize you for telling the truth. And all they do is literally call Trump and everyone else, you're authoritarian, you're authoritarian. It's all projection tactics. What Twitter is doing, I don't want to complain about Facebook. I'm on here. I got 1,000 people watching. Thank you, Facebook. Please don't ruin my life. You got YouTube and Google and all these companies, all these media. They're like extremist, authoritarian, far-wing, like absolute narcissists, like total control, can't win an argument, want to delete you out of existence, have no have no capacity for truth or rationality or honest. If you bring them a rational argument and try to show that the guidelines are being manipulated, and they don't care. Like, they don't care about hate speech. There's people dropping the N-word and saying they hate black people on Twitter, and Twitter lets them stay there and keep it in their avatar because they don't care about black people or Hispanics or women or transgenders. They just banned a transgender woman or man, whatever he prefers, whatever gender he prefers, before I get kicked off Twitter. Because it's all love. You tell me what you want to be called, I'll call you that. It's not a big deal to me. But they're banning transgenders. They're banning kids. They're banning black people. They're banning Hispanics. They're banning Jews. They've probably banned someone Muslim. I'm sure Imam Tawhidi, who's like the Imam of peace, he keeps it pretty real and like counters Islam a lot. He's pretty wild. You should follow him. To each their own. But he'll probably get banned eventually too, because they don't actually care about Muslims. It's like they literally just want to control all the flow of information, and it's ridiculous. The final story, thank you guys so much for joining and staying. The final story is about Jordan Peterson. So